Alright lads, and so today we have the 5th volume to the Bleach Brave Souls dev diary. In this post, I'm also just talking about the future of BBS, going over some potential updates, what they have planned next, and also recapping what we did receive in 2022. In my opinion, I personally really like these. It's a way for Care to be a bit more open to us, especially what they have been doing with the Banker live streams, giving us those forthcoming updates. Every end of month, we get comments from the developers, and in this case, the dev diary is a way for them to be a bit more open, a bit more personal in a diary format. A bunch of stuff to go over today. So let's talk about it. So they open up this dev diary talking about 2022. It only makes sense. 2023 is now a go. So they spend the first part recapping the year 2022. And if you read through this, a lot kind of did happen, right? This was a great year for BBS and also Bleach. And they started off by saying in March of 2022, we released Bleach Brave Souls on the PlayStation 4, bringing a new way for players to enjoy the world of Bleach. Yeah, they did do that. I kind of forgot it happened this year. It kind of feels like it happened way long ago. But that happened in the year 2022. And then they also mentioned they continued on with the SAFWY collaboration and introduced new characters such as Kenpachi Aoshiro and also Kenpachi Kurashiki, as well as new existing characters such as Kenpachi Zaraki and also Yoruichi. We did get quite a few SAFWY characters this year, a good mixture of Beyond Bankai characters and also canon characters. I mean, this year did see the introduction of 4 new characters, Roku, Cien, Aoshiro, and also Kurashiki, and I kind of like all 4 of them. I would have preferred if the actual SAFWY characters like those 4 that I just mentioned got better treatment. I definitely feel like between the 2 like canon SAFWY characters and also the Beyond Bankai got special treatment in terms of skills and gameplay. They're gonna age better in my opinion. But as someone that pulled all 4 new characters, Kenpachi Kurashiki, Aoshiro, Cien, and also Roka, I enjoyed playing with all 4. I like all 4, so I really can't complain. And then obviously for the Beyond Bankai characters that we did receive this year, Kaname, Sajin, Toshiro, Yoruichi, and Soifon, I'm a big fan of all 5 of their designs. Yoruichi's a bit of a different one. It's not what I was expecting, but I don't mind it. I kind of like it. Maybe that's copium though. I'm not too sure. But yeah, I would say it was a fun year for the SAFWY collaboration. And then they mentioned here, in July, we celebrate the 7th anniversary, giving us new anniversary versions of Ichigo and Uryu. And then in October, the broadcast of the Bleach TV anime series, 1000 Year Blood War, began. Alongside this, we released 3 characters with in-game color schemes to match the design of the TV series. They did. It was a massive success. Those characters were great. And they've definitely... How do I say it? They've definitely got me more excited, and I have a high expectation for future 1000 Year Blood War characters, and more so I'm still hoping, and I'm pretty confident this is going to be the case, that the next set of 1000 Year Blood characters that we do get in 2023 are going to have the color schemes of the anime. I'm still hoping here that these 3 new characters were not a one-off. I think the new style that they have with these characters and the backgrounds they got are just way better than the plain old-looking manga characters. And then it's also a good way to separate, 1000 Year Blood War characters based off the manga and 1000 Year Blood characters based off the anime. And since we didn't get a 1000 Year Blood War banner for the end of year, I think it's more likely now that we are going to get characters again based off the anime and not more so the manga anymore. But then they mentioned here, we hope we delivered a chance to further enjoy the world of Bleach with the release of the new anime, and then we saw great many new and returning players, and we're delighted to have provided opportunity for lovers of Bleach to get together. Which is true. I mean, one thing we could say about BBS, right? Especially when the anime wasn't ongoing, it was probably like the biggest Bleach community, since basically outside of BBS there was nothing going on. And for the most part, BBS has been doing that for the last 7+ years now. Moving on to 2023, this one's kind of interesting, so let's talk about it. So they mentioned here that we've started work on the designs for new SAFWY collaboration characters under the supervision of Taite Kubo, and we'll have more information to share about the original Bleach Brave Souls character designs at a later date. So this one's kind of interesting. I've seen 2 ways to take this, right? Let me know where you lot stand at this. So this easily could just be talking about the 2 remaining SAFWY characters, that being Gin and also Mayuri. They're the last 2 confirmed characters. But at the same time, depending on how you look at this could in a way be confirming more SAFWY characters, more original forms. So maybe we're going to get more characters other than just Gin and Mayuri. There's been a big thing about this lieutenants, for example. Some of the other captains that didn't get included, like Kensei and Rose, would love to see forms of them. And at the same time, myself included, I would love to see lieutenants get some of the treatment. I know I'm not a big fan of the lieutenants compared to the captains, but I would be down for a Beyond Bankai, Izuru, Akon, Rangaku, most importantly. I would be down for that. We kind of talked about it on the stream the other day. But it is cool to see them just talk about potential future SAFWY characters. Again, it really depends on how you look at this. This easily could just be talking about Gin and Mayuri. But at the same time, again, it could be hinting at new SAFWY characters. That is yet to be seen, though. We have to wait and see what they have planned for that. They then, of course, mentioned a new collaboration with Burn, which is planned for 2023. Again, the current theory right now is that they are going to be swimsuit characters, so potentially expect that around sometime June, which is going to be rough for a lot of us because because if it does release in June, that means the month after that we're going to have the anniversary, and then a week after that we're having part 2 of the anniversary, which is most likely going to be 1,000 Year Blood War. So that's going to be 3 back-to-back must summons you're going to have to summon on, I would like to think, over the course of basically 2 months. So it's going to be a smart idea to start stacking up orbs from now, even though it is basically like 7 to 8 months away. Throughout 2022, though, we implemented gameplay improvements recommended to us by players, and we tend to continue doing so throughout 2023. That is true. A lot of the feedback that we did give was actually implemented into the game 2022. Still not everything, though. Again, I know there's still a massive push now to get Pupples and Yukis revamped. We've been asking for a pity system for many, many years. So remember, lads, it's not that KLab don't see our feedback. They do see it. It just comes down to what they can add into the game. Unfortunately, though, those 2 things I mentioned, which I really do think needs to come in, especially the latter, the pity system, needs to get added, hopefully, in the year 2023. We're working towards a game that reduces the stress on players and makes characters even more fun to play with. We'll have more information about characters to share at a later date. So that's definitely true. We've been getting, again, quite a lot of great characters this year. And then we did see on the Bunker Live, they talked about a potential revamp in terms of quests, or a change or upgrade to quests and also rewards. And we did see, especially in the year 2022, a lot of quality of life updates happened that year. I think one of the more notable ones would be like IT, for example. You can now do 5 times soul tickets. Previously, you had to do 1 IT quest at a time, and you had to do 3 a week. So there was like 15 quests you had to do individually per week. Now all you have to do is do each individual attribute once, and you're getting 6 times rewards. IT also got changed, so it's available all day. Extreme Cops, same for that, got changed, so it's available all day. And they also added stuff to the exchange shop, so it's a lot more worth farming now, in my opinion. The next section is going to be focused on updates. So implemented updates, so this is more so just a quick recap of what we have received thus far. We received a lot more than what they have to say here. I'm not sure why they just chose these specifically, but I guess these are the most recent updates. So I guess the first one we got here was the sets for co-op. Haven't really used that much because I haven't really played much co-op. I've been mainly focused on epic raids, but the set for epic raids was a massive hit. I like it. I think it was a great change, so it was nice to see that eventually implemented into co-op. And then they did reduce the wait time between quests from 10 seconds to 5. I think that was, even though it's a very small change, I think it was a great one at that. Because before, there used to be a little cheat that you could leave the quest early and still get the rewards and not have to wait the 10 seconds. But technically, it was a glitch, so KLab got rid of it eventually. So they kind of met us halfway here by lowering the time to 5 seconds instead of the usual 10. Then they mentioned planned updates. So we are currently considering the implementation of changes below to make a more user-friendly environment where players can easily enjoy the game together. So keep in mind, the updates here have already been announced, and this is not really anything too new here, but we'll quickly go over them. First one, returning from notices. So there's going to be a back button on the news screen. I would definitely appreciate that, especially someone that does talk about the news in-game and records it. This will save me just a couple seconds. It would be nice to go through it, especially during the big campaigns with a lot of clicking going, a lot of different pages to go through. Having a back button will actually be a good update, unironically enough. Skip clear animations. I kind of forgot about this. This was announced maybe like a month or 2 ago. But they do mention it in Guild Quest and Sankamon Quest. This change will allow players to tap the screen and skip the animations and information displays shown when clearing a quest. So, you know, if you already know what clear time you got, especially, I think most importantly in Sankamon Quest, you know, if you're trying to do the Sankamon in one sitting, you have 50 quests to go through. Those in-between moments of clearing a quest do add up over time. And if you can just easily skip past them, that's going to be good for those that are maybe in a hurry. This next one was mentioned in the dev comments, which we did not talk about. Held character displayed in packs and summons. So essentially, there's going to be a little UI change that will allow you to know right from the get-go if you own a character. Now, for me, I haven't really struggled in knowing if I have a character or not, but I guess it would be nice just to know right from the get-go if you own a character, like if you're looking at a pack to potentially pick up, or if you're looking at a summon, just having some type of indicator that you have 7 characters of the banner will give you a better understanding if it's worth going in or picking up at a quick glance. And at least for me, as someone that does have 2 accounts now, one that I don't really keep track of who I'm pulling or who I'm not, that would also be really good on that particular account. But when this was announced, I saw a lot of people actually be happy for this. So I guess that's a nice change that's coming to the game. Game content guidance. We have received feedback that it can be hard to know where to begin with all the available in-game content, and we're currently considering what kind of changes, such as quest improvements, could help to reduce this concern. So that's kind of true. We did see the beginners challenges get revamped in 2022, and I guess that's a better way for players to understand how to play. But, you know, Bleach Brave Souls as a game that is, 7 years old at this point, there are going to be a lot of new players starting the game, and there's going to be a lot of players that are kind of lost on what to do next. And even though the revamp and the beginner challenge do help, some extra ways to just guide some new players would also be nice. That's one of the main reasons why I made like a massive 1.5 hour long beginner's guide, which has received a lot of views. So obviously a lot of people are needing this help. And I'm glad that video I did make was able to help out a lot of new players. But some in-game changes regarding how to, help new players out would always be a welcome change in my opinion. They then mentioned it in 2023, we plan to strengthen our policies regarding in-game misconduct. Always nice to see. And then they end it off with the future of Bleach Brave Souls. It's been announced that the Bleach TV anime series 1000 Year Blood War will be shown in its entirety by being separated into 4 parts. So as we know, part 1 just finished last week. Kind of sad to see that we don't have any Bleach anymore, but it is going to be worth the wait. And in this case, we'd have to wait 7 months for part 2. Part 2 is going to be coming out in July, which I think for us Bleach Brave Soul fans is always going to be exciting because that's when our anniversary is going to be. So we get to get hyped about an anniversary, potentially new 1000 Year Blood War characters, and also the 1000 Year Blood War anime. And Core 2 has been, they've been gassing it up. Better animation, new fight scenes that have never been seen in the manga. And also, if you know what's going to happen in Core 2 or Part 2, there's a lot of exciting fights coming our way too. So that's going to be something to look forward to. But they do mention here on the Brave Souls team, we intend to do our best to bring more excitement to the world of Bleach. And we'll continue to share the latest information about Bleach. And we hope that Bleach Brave Souls remains a place for Bleach lovers of all the world together. We'll be working hard to provide a game that can be enjoyed by everyone around the world, and we hope you continue to play. But yeah, overall, definitely excited to see what they have planned for the, future updates. Again, going back to the collaboration stuff. Excited to see what they have planned for Gin and Mayuri and potentially any future SAFWY character. Obviously, very excited for a Burn the Witch collaboration. I am a massive fan of Burn the Witch, especially needing in the world. So the potential chance of getting them in a swimsuit, I'm down for that. I'm excited for that. And then obviously, as the 1000 Year Blood War anime does come out, of course, we are going to get new 1000 Year Blood War characters. As much as it doesn't seem like we are, I know there's still a lot of people doom posting here that K-Lab can't make new 1000 Year Blood War characters. It's going to happen. Just give it time. Again, if they're going off the anime here, it takes them a while to make characters. K-Lab aren't going to just revamp the title screen, the whole logo, invest money into the anime. Because remember, K-Lab is a sponsor. They're one of the reasons why the anime is actually still ongoing. So to say like, we're not going to get new 1000 Year Blood War characters in 2023, let's not be too skeptical here. It will come in due time, and I'm sure it's going to be exciting when it does. So with that said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time. Take care, and peace.